Hello, everyone. Philip Beer with the No Line Podcast. And today's guest, Maureen Bettis, Senior Vice President, Membership and Events at the American Gaming Association, AGA, and Corby Garrison, Event Vice President, G2E at RX USA. Corby, Maureen, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
The countdown is on to G2E.
The
You
countdown,
probably have it down to the minutes.
the countdown is on. We have a little timer in the AGA office that starts tracking down the days and the hours just as soon as one G2E ends and goes to the next. And it's getting close. That timer is going down.
How many days are we on?
I think I can tell you we're about 26 days away right now. And as of 4 weeks from yesterday, we were opening the show. So the team is excited. There's a lot happening behind the scenes. We're in that time frame right now where so much has happened in our planning cycle in the last year, and we're getting right down there. We're double checking all of our details and getting into that zone where there's nothing new to talk about because details are completed, and it's a little bit of an uncomfortable space. Yet it's so exciting because we're just waiting to get on site and be together as an industry again.
Well, the agenda looks great. The website looks good. It's very informative. But for those who haven't checked the website recently, can we go into a bird's eye, and then we're going to dive in a little deeper into the show. But when, where, what days should people arrive?
Absolutely. We are getting ready to launch G2E 2024. It will be October 7th through the 10th at the Venetian Expo in Las Vegas. And over that 4-day period, we have a lot going on. We open up on Monday, October 7th with our education program, and that continues through the 4 days of the event. The really anticipated part of G2E is the Expo Hall opening, which is going to be bigger than ever. And that will be open on October 8th through the 10th. That's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Registration is open now, and we encourage anyone who's interested to go ahead and get registered now so you don't have to take care of that detail when you arrive on site. In fact, we are preparing our registration area down at the Venetian. That will be open the weekend before the event opens. And we encourage everyone to get down to the Venetian early and pick up your badge so you don't have to wait in a line when you get to the Venetian. And we know that you have a lot of important meetings lined up, and there are a lot of things to see at G2E. So that's a good tip to help you be prepared when you arrive on site.
So Corby, that's great info. I was not aware of that either. You can arrive early. How early? What day can people start picking up their registration?
You can pick up your badge as early as Sunday for the programming that opens up on Monday, and then the Expo Hall opening Tuesday. We always have a long queue to get in that Expo Hall and encourage people to pick up badges early, but also want to encourage people to attend the keynote address that opens the show that happens on Tuesday morning, the 8th of October, and that starts at 9 o'clock.
And the keynote is?
I'll let Maureen talk a little bit about some of that detail.
Yeah, Maureen, who is the keynote this year?
Oh, I wish I could release that today, but we'll have that news out there hopefully in the next week or so. But we do have 3 days of keynote addresses actually that occur throughout the show. So we start Monday afternoon, and that keynote is really focused for our tribal audience and anyone interested really in tribal gaming. That's followed by our opening reception that takes place in the same room. And then, as Corby mentioned, we'll start with another keynote address on Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock. Our CEO at the AGA, Bill Miller, he'll kick off that session on Tuesday morning, and he'll talk about some of the mega trends that are really shaping the industry today. Those mega trends that actually help us here at the AGA plan for our programs each year. And then those are the mega trends that we've, of course, looked at as a team as we plan the G2E show and the content. So Bill will kick that off. Then we will have two very well-known CEOs from the industry who will speak to kind of their view from the top. And that session will be moderated by Contessa Brewer from a well-known news analyst who's been coming to G2E for a couple of years now. And then she'll join us again the next day on Wednesday morning, again at 9 o'clock, where we plan to have, again, a few more top executives come and talk about their views and how they feel the industry is shaping up.
There's some exciting tracks. So for those listening, we're going to cover tracks. We're going to cover the expo floor. We're going to cover some of the new technology that we're going to see at this year's G2E and some of the entertainment. Before we start with tracks, real quick question for the two of you. What does your week look like during G2E?
The G2E week for me actually starts on site about a week before. So we start actually moving into the venue on the Wednesday before the show opens. And there's a lot of activity that happens to fill up that expo hall and to get our infrastructure ready to welcome all of these visitors to Las Vegas. So for me personally, it's a lot of being on site and checking in with our team, who does a fantastic job of organizing all of our vendors, a lot of freight coming in, a lot of preparation for those conference sessions. And it's really my job to help get the obstacles out of their way, because they're the experts with what they do. And then once we get to the show opening, I like to try to attend as many of those conference sessions as I can, although it doesn't happen very often, but I am able to pick up some tidbits. But for me, I think the most exciting part is reconnecting with some of those industry stakeholders that you might only see once or twice a year. It's really valuable networking, and running into people in the hallway is something that is so valuable at G2E, and you can't understate the importance of just being there and being open to meeting new people and making those business connections that could really make a huge difference for you in the years to come.
Yeah, and Maureen, yourself?
Yeah, I have a similar week, I guess, like Corby. Our team at the AGA, we usually get there the weekend before we fly in from Washington, D.C., and we spend the first couple of days really looking at the spaces that our team is more heavily involved with, and that's the setup of those keynote rooms. We have a space in the hallway leading up to the expo floor that we call the AGA Commons, and that's where we feature some of our latest data, some of our sports betting facts, and just other information about the AGA membership benefits. And we have that little space there for people to take a quick meeting, get off their feet, anything they need to do, they can do in that AGA Commons space that's there in the hallway. So we make sure that everything is kind of up and running smoothly with all of the AGA spaces and activations that we're responsible for. And then I spend a lot of the week meeting with the AGA members who are exhibitors, the AGA members who are sponsors, and then, lots of great content, right? So we work really hard all year long to plan that content for the conference and education portion of the show. So it's so great for me to be able to sit in the room and see those things really come to fruition. And then when there's free time, always like to walk that exhibit floor, because there's always something new. And it gives me an opportunity to just kind of walk around and kick the tires, just like the buyers are there doing. So I love to walk the G2E exhibit floor. It's there's nothing like it really when you compare it to any other trade shows in any other industry. It's a pretty exciting show floor.
Education tracks. What should we look forward to this year? There's, for example, Monday, an entire day dedicated to marketing, and the rest of the week in regard to education.
There is a very robust education schedule, and that is available on our website, globalgamingexpo.com, where we do focus a lot of energy around about 12 different industry related topics, anywhere from sports betting to tribal gaming to traditional gaming. And we're not just looking at where are we today with these topics, but we're looking at where are we going in the future? Where does the industry see technology or innovation going? Certainly, we'll be seeing a lot of conversation around how AI intersects with some of these topics. There are several different topics, several different sessions where there will be a lot of discussion around AI or around diversity and inclusion. How are people of different backgrounds impacting the industry? Those are always very valuable conversations. You'll not only see those in the education sessions in the Venetian Congress Center, but we also carry over an education track onto the expo hall floor in an area that we call the lab. And that content is really focused on forward thinking innovations, particularly in the iGaming space, highly investable concepts, a lot of younger companies that are really pushing the envelope with technology and new innovation. Those companies will be presenting all day on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You'll see also a couple of live podcast recordings in that area. So there's so much different information to cover, and there's really a topic that is of interest to anybody who's coming to G2E across the program.
You mentioned podcast. For example, on media credentials, there's an option to check a box called influencer. Any interesting influencers showing up at G2E this year or podcast shows?
You'll see representation from several different influencers. In fact, we are making a great effort to make influencers feel welcome at G2E. There's a lot that they want to talk about with their audience. So we're giving them opportunities to have time with those exhibitors that are showcasing new products. And certainly you'll see names that you're familiar with, like Brian Christopher and so many other influencers. So definitely an important aspect of G2E this year. As for podcasts, you'll see many podcast names that you're familiar with. You can go check out globalgamingexpo.com under the education tab and click on the lab. And there you'll see a full listing of all of those podcasters that we're working with.
On the note of podcast in media and how that's evolved over the last 5 years, because we probably wouldn't be talking about it so much 5 years ago in G2E. In regard to podcasters or influencers, but it's becoming very relevant now. Any other, what you would call activations or additions that were not there last year?
Well, one that I would really like to call out is something that we introduced last year, which is our iGaming zone, which is a collection of companies that offer goods and services, different products and solutions specific to online gaming, whether it's online casino or online sports betting. We introduced that iGaming zone last year. It was very popular. It really assisted our attendees in their navigation and being able to find those companies that they were interested in. We heard some feedback on things that would improve that area even more, and you will definitely see those things come to life this year. Let me just say, you will not miss the iGaming zone. Can't be missed. And there are a couple of activations that we're not quite ready to share all of the details on yet, but really special things for attendees to visit and to experience related to iGaming.
What about in regard to technology, either as the attendee experience or any other technology that's being unveiled at this year's G2E?
We have the lab, which is a section on the show floor where we really bring together any of the presenters of new technology who maybe aren't quite ready to take an exhibit space or, maybe sponsor a continuing education session, but they want to kind of be there right at the center of the show floor and be able to talk about their new technology. So we unveil a lot of that in the lab, in the content over the couple of days of the show. And then certainly there are, other trends in technology that are maybe a little bit further along, and you'll see those incorporated throughout the education and conference. So some of the areas that have been driving growth in the industry, like sports betting, of course, and as Corby just mentioned, the iGaming zone, you'll see a lot of information about the trends in technology within both of those categories as they continue to grow in the industry. You'll see that scattered quite a bit throughout the education and conference. So between the lab and our traditional conference program, I think we're really giving anyone that's in the new technology space an opportunity to share what they've got going on.
We're talking about the show floor, the different tracks, iGaming zone, the innovation lab, some really exciting things happening in G2E 2024. Now, let's pretend it's a first timer to the show. What would you advise to this person to really get the most out of going to G2E in 2024? There's an app. What other little tips would you share?
Well, I have one that I would especially like to share, and that is something that we have put up on our website under on globalgamingexpo.com under the Experience tab. There are several different attendee journeys that we have planned out, and there is one for first-time attendees to the show. So we have listed in that area different tips and tricks, things that might help you plan your visit. For example, we'll have a meetup for first timers, and that will take place very quickly on Monday afternoon. And there's information on our website about that. But we encourage people to plan their visit. Take a look in advance of what the expo hall has to offer. One of the most important things you can do is download that G2E mobile app that will help you navigate the show, and it will help you plan the networking activities and the different exhibitors that you want to visit. Inside of that G2E mobile app, there is something brand new. It's called Collect, and this is a method for attendees to be able to collect information that previously, we've all gone to trade shows where you're taking brochures or you're carrying around bags, and you get to sometimes be carrying quite a heavy load along with you. This is a feature within our app that allows the attendee to scan a QR code at an exhibit booth, so you can collect information about that company. It's all right there in the palm of your hand, and you'll get a report in your email after the day is over. So you don't have to carry around all of those papers. It's a little more green, and it definitely helps you keep track of your schedule too.
This might be a given, but who attends G2E typically? If you break down the demographic into job roles or countries, or what kind of presence? Who is at G2E?
G2E really is the place for everyone in the regulated gaming industry to meet, to gather, and to do business. So we see people from all over the world. At least 25% of our audience comes from outside of the United States. So we really feel like we are attracting and serving an audience that is very global. Now, it's really important that all of these people are coming to Las Vegas, because Las Vegas is viewed as the place where so many gaming industry trends originate. So there's nowhere else in the world like Las Vegas. There are so many casinos all over the world, and they all look to Las Vegas to see what is new, what are the innovations, what could they potentially adopt in their operations, and spend a little extra time just experiencing that special Las Vegas vibe that you can't get anywhere else.
Mm-hmm. It's exciting. I'm excited. I think a lot of those listening also excited. But something to probably share or discuss. What does G2E mean, not only to the industry, maybe even more broad, uh, to society, meaning gaming's bigger than ever with the legalization of sports betting, and it's just growing, and we're getting a lot more media that covers gaming more than ever.
We think that G2E is really the main show for the global gaming industry. There's no other show quite like it, certainly not in the United States. So we are setting trends at this show. We're not just following trends. So this is the show to learn about what's coming and take part in the conversations about what's coming. This is where really the next phases of the industry are decided, and the tone is set. So this is the show.
There's, like I mentioned, there's no place else like Las Vegas, and certainly what gaming means to different states in the US and different countries around the world, it's not just an entertainment outlet, but it really means a lot to different communities. And this is someplace that AGA's mission is so important in supporting communities and also providing protections to those who choose to participate in legal gaming activities. So just the audience that comes to G2E, there's nothing like it. There are so many people to meet and to do business with that you won't find anywhere else in the world.
Okay, so now for those attending and they start posting on LinkedIn, what hashtag should they use?
Hashtag G2E 2024 will get picked up all over the place on any of the social media platforms.
And Corby, question for you. Should they tag RX USA?
It's best to tag G2E, and you'll find that on all of the different social media platforms. RX USA produces a number of trade shows in the US, part of RX Global, where across the world we produce about 350 different trade shows over about 40 different sectors every year. So there's a lot of activity as far as organizing large events that serve both B2B and B2C communities. So we really think it's important to bind the G2E ecosystem together with those hashtags. RX USA produces about 40 events in the United States, and we like to think of G2E as one of those top events where so much business gets done.
In Maureen, should they tag American Gaming Association?
Always tag G2E first, but the American Gaming Association is also happy to be tagged. I'm not sure if everyone realizes this or not, but G2E is a joint venture between RX USA as well as the American Gaming Association. So it's a really important, I think, business relationship. RX, as Corby has mentioned, has done quite a few trade shows in their time. So there's no greater trade show business partner for us to have. They are constantly innovating and staying on top of trade show trends. And then on the American Gaming Association side, we're really there to represent the industry's point of view and everything that we're hearing from our members and supplier exhibitors throughout the year. So it's a great relationship, and I think it's one of the more unique trade shows in the gaming industry. 'Cause it's really for the industry, by the industry, and I mean through Corby and her team's experience on the trade show side, and the American Gaming Association experience certainly on the industry side.
For people who cannot make the trip, they want to, they just can't make it this year. Can they tune in?
There will be opportunities to view, especially the keynote addresses. Those are typically posted a couple of days after the show. So it gives us a little bit of breathing room to make sure that everything is looking good with those recordings. And then there are some of those conference sessions that we will be recording and releasing throughout the year. We do some really great work with the G2E Insider, which is our online newsletter that features throughout the year different people that are working in the industry and talking about different topics that are important to those people and driving their businesses forward. So you will certainly see some of that content throughout the year.
And for those who kind of want to follow social media to see what's going on during the week of G2E, should they be logged on to X, Facebook, LinkedIn? Which account will be in most real time, and which account will maybe be sharing the most posts?
Well, we're active on all of the channels. I always point to LinkedIn because it is more of a business related site, but you will definitely see under G2E or Global Gaming Expo, there's a lot of activity happening there, and always happy to share those posts and look up that hashtag G2E 2024.
Great. Let's see, as we kind of wind things down, Maureen, start with you. Any final thoughts to share as we get closer to G2E 2024?
I'm so excited for G2E this year. Last year really exceeded my expectations, and I am sure that this year will just continue to build upon last year. I think we've got a lot of really great things happening on the show floor. I think we've got a really robust group of networking events that are happening, and I'm excited to see once we're able to announce those keynotes to come into the room and hear what those top CEOs have to say. So I think it's going to be a great show, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Great. And Corby, any final thoughts?
I second everything that Maureen has just mentioned there. I'm so excited for the event. There's a huge buzz around Las Vegas already. Everybody is getting ready for G2E. There's really something for everyone at G2E, and it is an opportunity for networking and for getting your business moving forward like nowhere else.
Great. Well, thank you. Thanks to both of you for sharing with us all the things to get excited about for G2E 2024. Looking forward to it.
Can't wait to see you there.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you.